Hey, welcome to this third Sunday in Advent, and we have a reading from the Gospel of Matthew, again with John the Baptist at the center. When John the Baptist heard in prison of the works of Christ, he sent his disciples to Jesus with the question, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?" Jesus said to them in reply, "Go and tell John what you see and hear. The blind regain their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the good news proclaimed to them. Blessed is the one who takes no offense in me." As they were going off, Jesus began to speak to the crowds about John. "What did you go out to the desert to see? A reed swayed by the wind? Then what did you go out to see? Someone dressed in fine clothing? Those who wear fine clothing are in royal palaces. Then why did you go out? To see a prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, 'Behold, I am sending my messenger ahead of you. He will prepare the way for you.' Amen, I say to you, among those born of woman, there is none greater than John the Baptist. Yet he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he." The Gospel of the Lord. So I guess the timeline jumps from last week, and now John's in prison. If you remember, John's in prison because he was denouncing that King Herod had taken Herodias, his sister-in-law, as his wife. And speaking truth to power, especially back then, would wind you up in a dungeon. And so John's there in prison. And there are different interpretations. He sends his associates to Jesus to ask him if he is truly the Messiah. Was it a moment of doubt on the part of John, or was he just looking to be reassured? We don't really know. But Jesus responds in a very, very unique way. He quotes the prophet Isaiah. The deaf hear, the blind see, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, and the poor have the good news preached to them. This was the prophecy about the future Messiah that came from Isaiah. So in other words, Jesus is saying to John, don't worry. Isaiah, the prophet, saw the day that I would come, and I am doing what the prophet Isaiah foretold. And so John there is reassured. Eventually he'd be decapitated by King Herod, and Jesus praises him as the greatest of all the prophets. It's a testimony for us all to be witnesses to the truth. John spoke the truth, and it cost him his life. And Jesus praised him for being faithful to God. It's something that we need to all take away. How courageous are we in speaking the truth? Let's face it, for us, the stakes aren't so high. It might mean we get some criticism, or somebody snickers at us, or somebody criticizes us, and we're probably not going to lose our heads over it. Let's be more courageous in witnessing to the truth about Jesus, that he's the way, the truth, and the life.